All right, folks. Here we have a 2009 LX570. This vehicle I've owned about 3 or 4 months. And I have got to say, from Colorado mountain trips, way up there skiing, to Cheyenne, Wyoming, snow drifts, to trips to Michigan, where y'all know there's a lot of snow up there. This vehicle is one of the most impressive vehicles I have ever owned. So let's get to what I like about it. I can't say I dislike anything, so we won't really go over anything negative, just positive. I mean, this vehicle is so smooth. The reliability, just the overall engineering excellence is just crazy. First thing, the doors. They open and close so easily. Look at this. Barely even have to shut it. I guess I'm not doing a good job, but quiet, smooth. All of the leather, fabric, all of that is just outstanding. The soft touch everywhere, even up here, is fabric. What I love about these LX series is the fact that the leather holds up so well. This particular vehicle has 145,000 miles. There's no rips, no tears, nothing. I mean, just great looking vehicle. Step inside. Again, 218,000 miles. If I told you that this vehicle had 50,000 miles on it and you were standing here with me or sitting, you would believe me. There's no steering wheel wear, no wear on the handle, getting in and out. All of the switches look brand new. I mean, there's no wear anywhere. Everything is very easy to get to on the inside here. Your steering wheel is very basic. You have mode, your display up there, the push to talk, and then your phone settings here. I do have the parking sensors engaged right now, which is here. So you have the parking, and then you have the view, which is really cool. It gives you a front view and then a left side view under that mirror. I'm toasty in here right now, so let's switch that to low. Everything up here is very easy to get to. Climate, audio, map. It's very, very basic layout here. Down below you have, your heat, your climate control settings, your rear defroster, which also is your side mirrors. This also has an element inside of the HVAC system. So if you start this cold, it will immediately start blowing warm air. Very, very nice feature. Come down here. You've got all of your AM, FM, CD. This is a 6-disc CD changer. Heated and cooled seats, both sides. Nifty little ashtray, which I find very cool. The overall placement, it's very hidden. Come down here, you have all your off-roading goodies, which I really, really like this for off-roading. Like I said, from trips way up, to the mountains, Wyoming, Michigan. These off-roading features are just very, very cool. You have your sport comfort mode. And to begin this off-roading feature area, this is a hydraulic suspension, so it is way more reliable and robust than a typical air suspension that you would see in the GX470 or GX460, or the typical BMW, Land Rover, Range Rover. Those all typically have the air suspension, and they are not reliable, so to speak, at all. So over here you have your 4 high, 4 low. It is always in 4 high. Switch that down to 4 low. You have your crawl control settings here for your speed. You have your crawl control on off switch, AHC, which is the adjustable height control. You can shut that off so it's not self-leveling. Once you hit 65 miles an hour, this does lower a little bit for better fuel efficiency. You can shut that off. I've never shut it off. I like it self-leveling. You know, you're in a parking lot, park on a slanted, parking space, it's going to level before you shut the vehicle off. Here's another very cool feature of this vehicle. I can raise and lower this vehicle, I think about 2.5 inches, up or down. Right now it's in neutral setting. You can only use those options below 15 miles an hour. Once you hit 15 miles an hour, it'll go back into that normal setting. Once you are off-roading a lot and you're in crawl control, for low crawl control, you have it in high setting, say 2.5 inches of lift, and it senses rocking and extreme off-roading. It will actually raise you another 1.5 inches. Another very cool feature. So you get almost 4.5 inches of off-roading lift. Or, if you're in the deep snow up in the mountains, that high setting really works out good. I've had to use it. Some big snow drifts in Wyoming. Worked excellent. And then over here you have your sport and comfort mode. I always leave it in the middle. I did do an AHC fluid flush, which is a hydraulic suspension fluid flush. And, you can really notice a difference after that flush between your comfort and sport. Up here, got a typical phone charger and then a aux cable plug-in. This particular year, unfortunately, just does not do well with connecting music to Bluetooth. Does the phone just fine. As you can see here, I can answer and, hang up calls just fine. But the actual connectivity to Bluetooth for Pandora, it just wasn't there in 2009. So I have a little aux cable there. Hit the aux button, you got your sounds. Down here you got your power and second button. Another super cool useful feature. Say you're in some really slippery snow and you don't want to start off in first, you want to start off in second, or you're in stop and go traffic, hit that second button. It's going to start you off in second. Way smoother, way better if you're stuck in traffic. Power button, more for towing or, mountain driving. I've used that a lot too, and you can really tell a difference in the shift points. It'll bring you up there in the RPM range and get that good shift at that high RPM, so you can really utilize that 380 horsepower engine. I believe it's 400 foot-pounds of torque. Unbelievable for a 2009 model. So I think we covered everything on the center stack here. Moving up here, so basic. You got spotlight, door, all of your settings here for the Lexus Link, sunroof settings here. Everything is just very well placed and everything is very easy to open, and it's soft close, soft open. So nice. You got your visors here with a mirror, dual visor, both sides. Back here you get your rear DVD. Another cool feature, before I go to the back, is these adjustable armrests. So cool, so useful. I love how it has that flap to hide that cup holder. Just give it a more elegant look. And of course your e-brake there. Tons of off-roading features. I mean, you have, traction control off down here, center diff lock, rear side curtain airbag off, just in case you're doing that heavy off-roading and don't want that to, go off, which is super cool. Power door off. There is a button over here where you can lift that rear tailgate or shut it. You can shut that off here. Come around here. You got your headlight washer, only works when the headlights are on. Your mirrors, you can adjust that or move that so your mirrors fold in when you put it in park. And then of course your mirror adjustment there. You can also leave that over to the left or the right, and it will tilt your mirror downs when you put it in reverse for easy backup in a parking spot. Odometer trip, your instrument panel lighting. You got your rear outlet here. This feature really, really cool. When you put it in park, it will lower to its lowest level, so you can get in and out very easy. Really, really neat feature this vehicle has. I don't remember what that is off the top of my head. This, I can open and shut that rear lift gate at any time pressing that button. I can also utilize that feature on my key fob. So say I'm walking up with a bag of groceries, I hit that button, rear tailgate will open, and I can shut it. Over here, you got a very well laid out, you know, buttons and everything over here for the driver. Just there's no wear on anything. 145,000 miles. It just goes to show what happens when you use quality stuff. Move around here. The rear seat passenger, just as luxury. You got dual climate control, heated seats. You got vents all over the place. You got a vent there. You got a vent there. You got a vent down there. These seats are so plush, so nice. Got your center cup holder and the remote for your DVD player there. Again, very well laid out. The thought of putting everything there, very, very nice on the engineering side. Leather just so soft. More vents there. Got your ashtray for those rear seat passengers. You even got adjustments here for your seat. I'm a big guy. I could fit back here. My sister drove this up in Michigan for me. I was tired. First time riding in the back. Unbelievable. All right, this is my favorite part of any Lexus LX series or Land Cruiser, is this split rear hatch. Again, this is power up if I had the key fob, or I press that button inside. Power down, just standing here, just press that button. You know, whether it's up in the mountains putting your ski boots on, or you know, you're on that hiking trail and you need a spot to sit, or you got some kids and you don't want to lace their shoes up and sit them on the back of this tailgate. That is such a cool feature. And you've got tools from factory in here, and then storage on this side. These rear seats are power down, power up. Very, very cool. Didn't know that until I bought it. Just such a cool design back here. Another thing I like about Lexus is every panel has the VIN stamp on it, so you know if it's been in an accident or that's been replaced. Every single panel has that. It's everywhere. So you can just, you know right away, hey, that door's been replaced or repainted or something like that. So passenger, just, you hop in here and you have so much room. So comfortable. I mean, that door just shuts so nicely. You can't even hear the engine idling right now. Everything's soft to touch. Love it. Yeah, so I put 7,000 miles on this vehicle, 3 months. Oil changes. I did take out the radiator and the water pump and thermostat and a couple hoses just to freshen it up. That's a known issue on these. 4.5 hours is what it took me and another buddy of mine that was a Lexus tech for a while, so that was super helpful. But parts are not that bad if you do it yourself. Another thing about Lexus, look at the presentation of this engine. You can't even see any moving parts. I mean, it is just unbelievable the amount of time, energy, and just overall engineering that goes into these vehicles. Like I said, I did the water pump, radiator, thermostat, a couple hoses. Not that bad. All these pop off very easily, so it was actually an easy project compared to some other projects I've done on Toyotas. So I don't plan on doing anything else to this vehicle unless something comes up. But yeah, thoroughly impressed with this LX570. You just can't go wrong with something like this. This vehicle is hands down my favorite vehicle I've ever owned. Out of the 50 plus vehicles I have owned, this is my favorite. You just cannot go wrong with an LX570. I highly recommend the LX570 or a Land Cruiser LX470, it doesn't matter. The luxury, reliability, and just smooth operation with this vehicle, you'll love it. You just can't go wrong with it. So let's wrap it up here. That's my take. 09 LX570, 145,000 miles. Not a scratch or a dent on this thing. I mean, you could pick at this thing all day. You're not gonna find anything. The whole front, clear bra. Even up here, everything. I mean, there's not scratch, dent, no corrosion. Frame's absolutely spotless. I love this thing. I'm gonna keep it a long time. I'll update once I hit 200K. We'll go through maintenance, everything that's been done to it. Of course, if I sell it, I'll try to update before I sell it, but I plan to keep this for a while. Can't go wrong. LX570 2009. Super nice rig.